Have you ever imagined a battlefield where metal dogs scout ahead and drone swarms strike like lightning? That future is here. China's drone swarm tech is turning science fiction into real combat power. I'm talking about robotic troops, smart missiles, and carriers that launch jets like maglev trains. Before we dive in, please hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss another breakthrough in cutting-edge technology. Trust me, you don't want to sleep on this. In a massive fake city built for war games, something strange is happening. There are no mass charges of shouting troops. Instead, China's unmanned combat systems take the lead. Swarms of small flying drones buzz through windows. Robotic dogs crawl through alleys. This drill shows how the People's Liberation Army practices street fighting with machines. The mock city has tall buildings, twisted lanes, and common war junk like barbed wire and concrete barriers. Small tactical drones fly ahead to peek inside dangerous rooms. That job used to get human scouts killed. Now, machines take the risk. Meanwhile, flying bombs called loitering munitions drop onto enemy bunkers with scary accuracy. One tracked robot even carries a machine gun, a rocket launcher, and an anti-tank missile. It can roll through rubble and fire at whatever threatens the team. High-flying drones hit targets in the sky. Ground robots handle low threats. The old way of breaching walls cost many lives. Now, cheap machines go first. That is the new rule of war. The People's Liberation Army released a new training video. It is not your typical boring exercise footage. The video uses dramatic lighting and fast cuts. You see jets screaming through dark skies. Then armored units rumble across dusty fields. Naval vessels cut through rough waves. Amphibious vehicles crawl from sea to shore. Paratroopers drop from open hatches in perfect lines. Ships sail together in tight formations like a moving city. The whole show screams one thing: readiness. But here is the twist. The video also highlights patience and passion. Soldiers train for months, even years, to get these moves right. They practice in terrible conditions: freezing nights, boiling days, and choppy seas. Night fire scenarios light up the darkness with orange flashes. For the first time, cameras captured China's drone swarm technology operating in full coordinated motion. The footage shows multiple ground launch systems rapidly deploying large numbers of small, unmanned aerial vehicles. The launch is fast and synchronized. Dozens of drones rise into the air within seconds, forming a dense cloud before spreading out into structured patterns. Once airborne, the drones do not remain random. They begin to organize themselves into coordinated formations. No single operator controls each unit. Instead, an artificial intelligence system manages the entire group. It assigns roles, movement paths, and mission targets. The system functions like a central brain, often compared to a queen bee guiding a hive. These drones are designed to perform three main tasks. The first is rapid scouting. They move ahead of main forces to collect real-time battlefield data. The second is surveillance. They monitor enemy positions, movements, and changes from above. The third is precision strike capability, where selected units engage targets with focused attacks based on system commands. Engineers involved in the development explain that the swarm is built to resist electronic disruption. This includes attempts at signal jamming or communication interference. If external systems try to block control signals, the drones continue operating using internal coordination, logic, and backup communication links. This makes the formation more stable under pressure. A key feature of the system is adaptability. If one drone is destroyed or disabled, the remaining units automatically adjust. They reorganize spacing, shift roles, and continue the mission without breaking formation. This ability is known as swarm tactics, where group behavior matters more than individual units. The cost structure also changes battlefield calculations. One high-cost missile or defense system might eliminate a single drone. However, the swarm includes many low-cost units deployed in large numbers. This creates an imbalance in cost exchange, where traditional defense systems may spend more resources than the attacking swarm requires. This type of autonomous warfare represents a shift in modern military design. It prioritizes speed, coordination, and scalability over heavy single-unit firepower. Systems like this reduce dependence on human decision-making during fast-moving engagements. They also compress reaction time to near-instant responses. The demonstration highlights ongoing investment in advanced defense technologies by People's Liberation Army. The focus is not only on expanding force size, but on improving intelligence-driven combat systems. The goal is to increase efficiency, reduce cost per engagement, and improve operational flexibility. China's Navy just got a new Steel Shark. The ship is an upgraded Type 52D guided missile destroyer named Laudi. This is not a small boat. It carries better radar, stronger weapons, and smarter network systems than older models. Official media announced the commission on a Friday. The goal is simple: close the gap with United States naval power. Laudi joins a fleet that is expanding faster than any other in the world. Every new ship adds more firepower and more range. The enhanced radar can track multiple targets at once. The weapon suite includes anti-ship missiles, anti-air missiles, and torpedoes. Network systems let Laudi share data with other ships, planes, and drones instantly. That means one ship sees a threat, and the whole fleet knows in milliseconds. This is not just about one destroyer. It is about building a web of steel and sensors across the oceans. On the 77th birthday of the People's Liberation Army Navy, something special happened. The guided missile destroyer Urumqi opened its decks to regular people. Citizens walked up the gangway at Qingdao Olympic Sailing Center Marina. They saw advanced weaponry up close. They touched steel that once cut through deep seas. The Urumqi is a homegrown Type 52D destroyer. It stretches over 150 meters long. That is longer than a football field. It is about 18 meters wide and weighs nearly 7,000 tons when full. A combined diesel and gas propulsion system pushes it across oceans without refueling often. An officer on board explained the 4 main jobs of the ship. First, hit other ships. Second, hunt submarines. Third, stop air attacks. Fourth, command smaller boats. On the front deck sits a 130mm naval gun. It is the biggest gun on any People's Liberation Army Navy ship today. It fires fast, far, and hard. Then come the vertical launch systems. They look like chocolate squares. There are 32 on the front and 32 inches the middle, 64 total. These cells hold different missiles for different enemies. Some stop incoming missiles. Others sink surface ships. For close threats, a close-in weapon system spins up. Picture a fat fighter jet loaded with fuel and bombs. It sits still on a flight deck. 2 seconds later, it screams into the sky at full combat speed. No run-up, no slow roll. That is what China's new aircraft carrier Fujian can do. State media finally showed the secret inside: an electromagnetic catapult. Hidden under the steel deck is a long track. Inside that track moves a part called the mover. It works just like a high-speed maglev train. Huge pulses of electricity create a magnetic field. That field drags the jet forward with brutal force. The jet goes from zero to flying in the length of a basketball court. This unlocked what experts call the 5-piece carrier package. The carrier can now launch not just fighters, but also heavy early warning planes, electronic warfare jets, and anti-submarine helicopters. How do you build a modern navy? You need two things. First, scientific and technological advances. Second, personnel training. The People's Liberation Army Navy has worked hard on both. On its 77th anniversary, leaders said the Navy is now a key force for global stability. One Navy officer explained their method. They mix research with real combat practice. They build fake battlefields and test new gear while troops train at the same time. This speeds up everything. New equipment goes from lab to ship faster than ever. Behind this push is a team of young engineers. Their average age is under 35. They work in horrible conditions, high heat, high wetness, and high salt that eats metal. But they keep going. 80% of them have master's degrees. That means smart people solve real battlefield problems. In late December, the People's Liberation Army Eastern Theater Command ran drills east of Taiwan Island. The star of the show was the amphibious assault ship Hainan. This is not a normal warship. It carries helicopters, landing craft, and hundreds of Marines. The drills focused on three scary skills. First, all-dimensional force projection. That means putting troops anywhere, on beaches, on ports, or behind enemy lines. Second, breaching and raids by elite forces. Special teams blow through defenses and grab key targets. Third, seizure of key ports. If you control the port, you control the supply lines. The Hainan practiced these moves in waters that are politically sensitive. Taiwan Island lies just west of the drill zone. The message was clear, but not shouted. China can project power across the water quickly and with heavy force. The Hainan alone carries enough firepower and troops to change a battle. When you add other ships, planes, and drones, the picture gets even more intense. These drills happen regularly now. They are not random. Each one tests a different part of the invasion puzzle: breaching, raiding, landing, holding. The Hainan showed it can do all four, and it did so without firing a single real bullet. That is the quiet kind of threat that keeps military planners awake at night.